We reshaped the business, and that's where we did get involved with the guys from SDI. We said to them our ambition, we showed them our plan, we showed them the success we'd had in the Middle East, albeit I genuinely believe had we engaged with them then, our success would have been easier to achieve in the Middle East. And we said we're going to look at the Houston market. And what we did, and was partly funded by SDI through a research phase, and that covered our flights and accommodation and car hire and things of that nature. On the research phase in Houston, we looked at every major business in our industry in Houston, and we plotted their skill set across the top of a sheet, and we put their names on the side. And as one migrated to the other, as shapes of partners that we could work with, we identified 4. We effectively interviewed, chatted, personality, see if we could get to know these people, see if we could actually get to bed with them and make a marriage. And we got into a joint venture arrangement with a company called Pennybaker in North America. Fantastic, 25-year standing business, outrageously talented in the creative space, no PR component to their business. Could we bolt that on under our own steam, under our own incorporated company, and create a bigger entity overnight, which gave us footprint and presence and track record in the business? And that's what we did. You talk about hardship, and this is where I've got to say, having somebody like SDI in your business, no, Ivor's right, they're not in your business, but they're certainly interested in your business. And that interest kind of constantly reminds you that you've got to keep pushing at this door. Back to SDI, how did they help us in Houston? Well, they showed us some offices that we could incubate in. They showed us other opportunities of offices that largely would have taken us much longer to get our feet under the table on that. They gave us a handbook. Daft as it may seem, they give us a handbook of how to navigate daft things like payroll and taxes and incorporation and just things that again would take you a long time to do on your own. They gave us some contacts, they gave us some advice, but importantly, and Ivor's touched on this, they gave us and tapped us into an organization called Global Scot. And it's a staggeringly powerful organization. It's a group of people not necessarily Scottish, who pledge to help young businesses like yours and mine as we go into new territories to help us connect and give some advice and some support and offer us introductions to various people and things. The Global Scot thing is a fantastic diaspora of people like us, Scottish people, who've exploded around the world, largely because sheep took our place back home. And they're there to help businesses like us make contacts and connections. And I wished we'd done that in the Middle East before, and we're now reworking that whole issue in the Middle East. To give you a flavour of the Houston business now and its impact back home, I'm delighted to say, despite the financial and indeed weather climate, we managed to turn profit in its first year, and we've been profitable every year since. Last year we've enjoyed a 40% increase in revenues year on year, and that looks like it's going to continue into this coming fiscal year too. My business partner, who I said is the smart one, said that the impact to Houston, when we put it on the letterhead and we had a footprint there, would have a profound effect and impact in every other office in the world. And he was right. I was skeptical, and he was right. This year alone, we've taken fees back to the UK in excess of £250,000 for people here, which has allowed us to enlarge our business here and employ more people. So SDI's relatively small stake in our business to help us has paid dividends back here in Scotland too. Again, at the risk of sounding a little boastful or self-indulgent, we were voted in a peer review the mid-size PR company of the year in America's third largest city last year. One of our guys was PR Pro of the Year. We've recently been announced as in the top 10 of companies of our like in Houston. And largely, I think, because of our international offer, we were ranked by an audited rank that we were 13th most successful company in our business outside London and first in Scotland. And I truly believe that's about internationalizing the business, because it's given us something, different conversations to have with different clients.